Hello YouTubers, gardeners, farmers. It's me, Farmer June, Garden Talk from the Hood. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. This is the first time you're catching Farmer June on the inside. You know I'm always outside doing something in my garden. But today I wanted to share with you what it is I do when I have an abundance of my vegetables. So this year I had a lot of cucumbers, tomatoes, and green peppers. So I'm going to show you what I do with the cucumbers right now. The cucumbers, you know, with it being this pandemic going on, you want to be resourceful, share food. People are afraid that food is going to be gone and there's not going to be anything on the shelf. So cucumbers do not last long, as you all know. So what I've learned to do is pickle my cucumbers. That's right, I'm going to turn my cucumbers into pickles. So I have these 2 cucumbers left from my garden, and I'm going to show you how I do it. You can also do it if you say you're at a supermarket or a vegetable farmer's market and you see some cucumbers on sale. Buy them and then can them. You could call them canning or pickling. And the things you would need for pickling are right here. Here, you need a cucumber. I have 2 because you're going to fill up a jar. You have the jar. I have a small jar and I have a large jar. I think it'll all fit in the bigger jar. I think these will. You need white distilled vinegar. You need salt. There's pickling salt, kosher salt, or sea salt. Do not use regular table salt. But here are some of the things I use. Garlic, you don't have to cut it up. Some people put 2 cloves. I put 1 clove and I like to cut it. Some just put it in whole. And these are bay leaves. They said the bay leaves help to keep the pickles firm. Okay? And then I like a little hot spicy, so I'll put a little hot pepper flakes in there. I showed you the 2 jars that we have. Now I have this bowl here. I cut them up the cucumbers, and then I put them in a bowl and sprinkle some salt on it and let it sit for like 30 minutes and use those juices. When the juice drips out of it, it pulls a lot of the juice out of the cucumber so it's not in the jar. And then I pour the juice into a pot and I make the brine. It's something called a brine that they call it. And with the brine, with the juice, you add a little bit of salt maybe. You might not need it because you did this. And you add water and you add vinegar. And that's white distilled vinegar. Some people also use apple cider vinegar. I've used both. Okay? So after I cut this up, I'll come back. Okay, so as you see, I cut the ends off of each cucumber. You don't want the ends where it still keeps growing and stuff. It'll be in the water and might start trying to grow another cucumber. Let's take these, we throw them out. Cucumber ends. As you see, I cut them in slices like this. So I'm going to put them in here. These should probably fill up 1 whole jar if I have space. So you put them in here. You sprinkle a little of the salt on it. You know, and you just let it sit. Mix it in and you let it sit to the side. This cucumber I'm going to do in slices because I do love me some sliced pickles, especially on my hamburgers. Okay, so I finished these, so I will add them to the bowl as well with the salt. Might as well get them in there. Add them to it, sprinkle a little salt on it, and let it sit to the side. These are done. It's been 25 minutes, but I want you to see the jars. I have a water bath, as they call it. I'm around. They're in there. The jars are in there. You have to sterilize your bottles. And I just have a regular pot. I don't have any big fancy water bath canning pot that they sell online. This is garden talk from the hood, so we're going to use what we have in the hood, okay? So we have this. I'm going to put them into this jar. It's very hot because I just took it out. It's hot. I have to get the lids. We have the pickles. Remember, I cut up the round ones and I cut up tall ones. And I took them out of the hot water bottle, hot water bath, and I used one of these. You want to invest in one of these. You know, you grab the bottle with it and it's fine. They have a lot of fancy tools and things that you can use. You can order it online, and it'll help make your life a little easier. They have magnetic things to pick up these little lids. But like I said, this is for people who don't have all of that stuff and want to do it simply at home with what you have and not spend a whole lot of money. So I'm taking the cucumbers and I start putting them into the jar. Oh, I forgot to put the garlic in this jar. And the dill. Dill is very important if you want dill pickles. So I take a couple of sprigs and put them in at the bottom. If you want some heat on it, like I said, the little hot peppers, you can use the little hot peppers and put some of that on it. There you go. You put some pepper flakes. Some people don't like it so spicy, some people do. And so you keep putting in the pickles. And once I fill up the pickles, I'll show you. This jar, I'll show you. You have to put the pickles in this way. You kind of lean it forward and you start sticking the pickles in. I'll put the bigger part to the bottom. And you just start packing them in. And packing them in, and packing them in. So once I finish the jar, I'll be back. This way you don't have a long video. So I have them filled up. These have the slices. See, these have the slices. You want to pack them in and fill it as much as you can. I see there's space at the bottom here. I might have to repack this one. And then this is the slices. See how it's filled into the top. I may have to do this one over. But so far, this is where we are. I repacked it, fit it in tighter. I got about 3 more slices in here, which is great. Let's see. Let me see if I can get one little slice of this corner here. They want you to pack it in because then there's going to be, you know, a lot of space left in. And then you put the bay leaves on top. They said the bay leaves help keep it firm. The pickle's firm and crunchy. So we will find out. I put the bay leaves in. And then we put the brine on. So I only had 2 slices left of cucumbers. Only 2 slices. So that's great. Now we're going to go over to the oven and see how the brine is going. So they say you want to put this stuff in a warm glass. So these were warm when we put them in. And then they have special like little funnels here, but they usually have the wider mouth ones that you can also purchase online. This is what I have in my house, so I'll just stick it in the corner and I'll pour the brine in. The brine should be a little hot, okay? Put the brine in. So I see we need a little bit more brine, so we'll make some more. I made a little bit more, and you just add it. You want it to be hot and fill up into the jar. And you want to fill it to the top. You want to leave a they say 2 inch, but it's not 2 inch. But you basically fill it to, you pack the pickles into here, and then you fill the water up inside here. Then you want to get rid of the air pockets where the bubbles come up, and they tell you to move it around and move it around because air bubbles get in there. So they have little plastic thing you can buy online. You know, there's all kinds of stuff you can buy. I'm using a regular old butter knife because we want to get all the air pockets out. And you pack this because it's going to shrink down in a while. You can see the bubbles coming up. There are bubbles coming up. A plastic one would probably be easier, but you just want to get all the bubbles out. And I think we got them because of the air pockets. You know, there's air pockets in all of these, and here as well. But there's a lot of these tools that you can buy. They have kits online. You can get them at Amazon, wherever. Get the air out. There it is. Get the air bubbles out. And it should be great. Then comes you put the lid on. Uh-oh. Push that back down in. Got the bay leaves on top. You get the lids. Wipe these rims off. So it's nice and dry. You get a nice tight fit. They said. Wipe these off. Wipe them off. Get them dry. But I don't understand. They tell you to wipe this off, but then they take this lid and put it on straight out of the cannon, the water, and they put it on top. So I don't understand it, but that's what they said. And you want to keep this under the water, under the brine. Yep, that's what they tell you to do. So here we go. Put it back on. Date what's in the jar. Fingertip tight. Then we take them and put them into the water bath, which is the next step. But see, it's that simple. And you put it into the water bath for about, I'm going to say 20 minutes, I think. 20 to 30 minutes. It depends on how many other bottles you have in there with you. I only have these two, so that's what I'm going to put in. But I'm giving you the abbreviated version of how this is done. There are so many versions on YouTube. If you want to check them out, you can. But I suggest you get the Ball Cannon book and follow those instructions. Some people don't even put vinegar in it. Some people just do salt water with the pickles. Some leave it for 2 weeks. Some leave it only for overnight or something, and they start eating them. Some people do sweet pickles, and they'll put sugar in the brine. They'll put sugar and make it a sweet pickle, which you can also do that as well. I happen to be a fan of dill, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so we have the bottle, and we're going over to the hot water bath. See it bubbling? And we're putting it down in there. Water's supposed to be over the top. I forgot how many inches over. And leave it in there. And you cover it. And there you have it. Okay, so I've taken them out. It's 25 minutes is up. And you can see them. I would like to touch them, but they're hot. They're real hot. And you see I have the pin here. I wrote the date on them when they were done. You see the slices. You see these pieces here. And one of them just popped. You got to make sure this lid is, it's got to pop. You'll hear pop or something. Sometimes they pop in the water bottle. Sometimes they don't. In the water can, I'm sorry. And sometimes they don't. They'll pop when you have them out. But this is the simplest way to get rid of those pickles, those cucumbers, excuse me, that you have in your garden that you don't know what to do with instead of giving them away. And you could decorate them after you can them. You could put a nice top on here and make it look pretty and tie a ribbon around them and give them as gifts. So I will see you in the next video. This is Farmer June saying good luck, happy canning, happy pickling. And I think in the next couple of weeks you'll probably see me do pears and maybe apples as well. I forgot to tell you that these jars should stay untouched for at least 24 hours. And then you store them away. Like I told you before, some people store them in a dark place, a cool dark place. Some people store it in the refrigerator. It's up to you which way you want to do it. But this is Garden Talk from the Hood with Farmer June saying goodbye. See you later.